Today I'm putting on my cotton glove inserts plus my rubber gloves because I'm giving my bathroom or my toilet a really thorough clean. I chopped my head off a little bit in this video because I really wanted you to see me rinsing out my cloth but anyway, I start the process by cleaning the little shelf that's got the plant, and it also holds the deodorizer and whatnot. So you want to wipe those things down because of course they're things people are using whilst they're in the toilet. I'm also dusting the little oil diffuser and just giving everything a nice wipe down. Now throughout this process I'm actually turning my cloth over, so I'm getting to a cleaner side of the cloth, and of course giving the window sills a really good wipe. Actually it was quite dirty. A bit dirtier than I was expecting, in fact. Anyway, another good rinse out. I've sped this video up actually, so it's twice as fast, and the whole job actually took me just over 20 minutes. And so yes, it was a really thorough clean. So you want to always wipe the bin. Now I always wipe over the bin when I'm cleaning the bathroom because, you know, it gets splatter and yuck, and it's really obvious when it hasn't been cleaned. And that, because it's a stainless steel bin, I just went and grabbed a dry cloth to polish it up and make it shiny. So anyway, back to rinsing out again. Left that cloth in there. Just getting everything out of the way because I want to give everything a really thorough clean. I actually got some toilet paper there, and I'm just mopping up around the toilet to make sure there's no spilt water or other such fluids. And I'm also getting, I just noticed that there was quite a bit of hair and fluff on top. By giving things a quick wipe over with the toilet tissue and then flushing it is just a quick way of getting rid of a lot of fluff and hair that you otherwise might need to wipe off with your cloth and then keep coming back and rinsing and rinsing. And that takes time when you're rinsing a really dirty cloth. So I've made sure, you know, there was no water on the floor, and I'm giving everything a really good vacuum. Always remember to get in behind the door, because of course when people are using the toilet, they're closing the door and often facing that direction. So I'm vacuuming all the skirting boards and right really close into the toilet, in and around the toilet. I'm getting right into the corners. I've got, when I take the stick off, is just a soft surface for me to be able to vacuum without scratching. Otherwise you'd put the little brush on or the little attachments on. So I put the toilet cleaner in there, and now I'm spraying everything with some cleaning / disinfectant spray. Giving everything a good spray in around the toilet as well. Rinsing out that cloth really well again. Now when I'm giving bathrooms a clean, toilets a clean, I always focus on walls at the same time. If you want to have a really thorough job, make sure you clean the walls. It just makes such a difference to really maintaining a place to a higher standard. So I'm wiping all that cleaning product in and around the toilet, just giving everything its initial wipe. And see those little rubber bits at the bottom of the toilet seat? I'm really making sure I get right around them and give them a really thorough wiping. You can see how much, remember this is sped up, this video, so I really do rinse that cloth out quite a lot. And in here I think is where I'm getting right into those bits behind where the toilet seat is connected, and I just stretched the cloth out so that I could really get into those tight spaces and give things a good wipe. I've got really hot water and disinfectant in that bucket. So yeah, I probably should have cleaned that door first, but you'll see I realised what I did and I come back to that later on in the video. But I had noticed that there was some fingerprints and stuff on the door that I hadn't gotten to. It's that wiping the product on and then wiping the product off and giving things a rinse that really does help make a much better quality clean. See how I get right around the floor and right around the toilet. Now I always wipe up those places whilst I'm cleaning the toilet, because then when I want to put everything back quickly, then I know when I come to the mopping, if I come back to the mopping later on, that bit's already being done and I don't have to bend over again and pick everything back up again. So I get those, well, I suppose you'd call them skirting board. It's a bit where there's the little bit of tiles on the walls and the bottom part of the walls, and it's got just a little edge on it that really collects the dust. So I'm giving that a really good wipe over and getting right into that corner bit. Now for the other side. Wiping all around there and around the walls, because, you know, like I said, I've got 4 sons, and whilst we have multiple bathrooms, everyone uses this bathroom, and there is splatter that occurs. Apparently, no matter how careful they are. But yeah, so that's another reason why I always wipe the walls. Maintaining your walls throughout your whole house is just such an important part of keeping your house well maintained. So many people just leave their walls and then go, oh, I've got to paint them. Well, you know, just clean them. That's all you need to do most of the time. So get the edges of the door as well. Trying to stand in such as ways that you could actually see what I was doing. It was a little bit awkward. But you'll see I change over from using the toilet brush with my right hand to my left hand. I usually do that so I can get sort of the same amount of pressure on both sides of the toilet bowl, and especially down the bottom. It's often noticeable that one side will be sort of cleaner than the other because basically you're left-handed or right-handed. See, I'm wiping also that the toilet brush holder and put it all in the bucket so it can clean now. So I've got a different cloth, a different blue cloth, and giving that a rinse. It's just pushing my glasses back on with my arm. They keep falling down. Yep, a bit more of this disinfecting cleaning spray, and I'm wiping over the high touch areas such as the light switch, and once again giving that a second wipe over that door and the door handles. Washing doors is another thing that sometimes people neglect, but you know, really does make things look a lot brighter and fresher when you wash doors and walls. As you know, I've got many videos about washing walls that you can watch. It makes it very quick and easy. So I'm rinsing everything over again. So it's not just, cleaning isn't just wiping it over once and you're done. You've got to wipe the product on, rinse it, you know, wipe it over again. That's how you get a really thorough clean. So now I'm just giving that toilet holder a bit of a scrub in that water. And then I spilt water all over the floor. Out of those holes. I was going to put it back, but then I thought, oh, I had the mop bucket ready, I'll just mop straight away. I've got my old mop handle here, my old rusty mop handle, which I use at home until it breaks, and use my good ones on some of the jobs that I do. So you can see my favourite cotton head mop, and it gets right in the corners and right into tight places. I like them. They're useful. Get up really close to the edges. Some people just mop sort of in the general parts, and they don't mop close enough to the actual edges of the wall or the edges of the door or the edges of the toilet. Get right in there. And see, I always use my mop to also do skirting boards, and I went back over those little edges of the tiles and over the tiles again. So yeah, remember to put everything back. I'm just not going to do that right now because the floor's really slippery and I don't want to slip over. So I'll come back after that's dry and put everything back properly. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, then